let's talk about Weatherlore. So I already talked about Weatherlore a teensy bit in my editing a book from 4 years ago video. So you can watch that to see me use Weatherlore in real time as I'm working on that book. But this video, we're gonna do the deep dive into everything from the literary criticism to the writing technique. Before we start going into the fun part of Weatherlore, seeing it working within different pieces of literature and how you can write it yourself, first we got to go over the textbook definition so you truly understand what it is. What is Weatherlore? It's how it sounds. It's lore through the use of weather in literature. Now, you can make the argument that Weatherlore can be used in any type of medium, such as art, film, but my specialty with Weatherlore is used with literature. Weatherlore is conveying meaning through the use of weather imagery. Now, what that meaning is or what that weather imagery is doing can be done in several different ways. It could be providing symbolism or metaphor, or it could be providing insights for themes, the plot, and characterization. By utilizing Weatherlore, writers can give readers an opportunity to decode secrets within their writing. Let's say you have a character that you want them to be represented by the sun, to where every single time the sun is present in the scene, the reader is going to think of that character. That is the use of Weatherlore. To put it plainly, weather has a greater purpose within literature. So let's look at Weatherlore as a literary criticism, otherwise known as a literary theory. There are different types of theories that literary critics use in order to conduct a literary analysis. There's news historicism, reader response, cultural studies, and many others. But the one particular literary theory that I want to talk about right now is eco-criticism. Eco-criticism is the studying the environment and the setting in literature in order to develop a theory. Weatherlore is a sub-branch of eco-criticism. Eco-criticism is anything within the environment. Weather is within the environment. So a Weatherlore theory is an eco-criticism theory. But the difference is Weatherlore is limited to just looking at the weather. Whereas with eco-criticism, you could look at flowers, grass, weeds. Weatherlore, you're looking at the sky and that is it. That's the only things that you're analyzing. So how did I discover Weatherlore? This book right here. Louise Erdrich's The Round House. Reading this book helped me realize the impact weather has in a story. And that led me to develop Weatherlore as a literary theory, to then be able to utilize it in my own writing as a writing technique. There's a lot in here. Like, you can look at this page alone. This first page has a lot. I go over my full intensive analysis of this in my writer's blog, which is in the link in the description if you would like to read that. But to give you a very quick Sparks Notes version of this literary analysis, there's one sentence in the inciting incident of the story that defines how Weatherlore is going to work for the rest of the book. The sun fell onto the kitchen floor in golden pools, but it was an ominous radiance, like a piercing light behind a western cloud. So that western cloud is a huge piece of description. This entire book is talking about culture, Native American culture and Western culture. A western cloud is literally covering up the light. The light is a Native American woman. A western cloud is a white man. You understand the entire plot of the book in this one sentence. You understand the symbolism, what the sun represents, what the cloud represents. You understand the themes, the cultural themes. You understand everything because a western cloud covered up the sun. Weatherlore. This is why I love this book so much. Reading this book helped me develop and discover and define Weatherlore, which now influences my writing that you can see in my book, Underwater. Just how you can analyze weather, you can also write with it. Is the moon described to be a half crescent, or is it described to be a full moon? That could have a great impact to the story. And I'm not talking about if it's because werewolves are involved. Weatherlore is not limited to genre. So this can work in poetry. This could work in literary fiction. This could work in memoir. Weather is not just setting up a scene, giving descriptive imagery. It's more. It's the symbolism and the metaphors and the themes and the characterization. It can be a foreshadowing tool. Let's say you have this story where the big climactic moment is a town burns down. If the book opens up with the sunset described to have the sky on fire, that's a foreshadowing. You just told your entire readers how the book is going to end with that opening sentence because of the sunset. Weatherlore can make readers go, oh my gosh, it was there the whole time if I just paid attention to the weather. Now, how exactly do we do that, right? Because we don't want to give spoilers. We got to take some poetic licensing. Your verb choices, your adjectives, your tone, that's what's going to give that deeper meaning. So here's an example. The moon's glow had faint edges, blurred to almost perfection. She couldn't tell if the moon's blur was from the clouds or her tears. Maybe her glasses were stained a little too much, to where the sky looked gray. Or maybe the sky was always murky, and she just now noticed. With the description of the moon alone, we know the tone of the story. We know the emotional tension of the character, and we can anticipate where the story is going to go. That is Weatherlore. So let's discuss the elephant in the room, the most cliche Weatherlore that happens. Rain. We've seen it in the movies. This big, intensive moment. Oh my gosh, I'm so sad. And I'm sad in the rain, so of course the rain means I'm sad. That happens all the time. It's cliche Weatherlore. Now that doesn't mean that you can't have rain be associated with sadness. You can certainly do that, but it needs to have a little more than just the character's sad, so I'm going to make it rain. You could associate it with a big plot element. So if we're looking at the plot map, if you tie the use of rain to one of the big key points within the plot map, then you have the, oh, rain makes me sad moment have a greater impact, have more use. It turns from cliche to impactful. In the cartoon movie of Mulan, the inciting incident, it's raining. Now, that rain, yes, it's associated with sadness. She's sad, she's upset, she's crying because she thinks her father is going to die in war. But the rain is more than just representing her current emotion. It's also representing cultural norms being washed away. During reflections, she's wiping off her makeup. It's foreshadowing to the moment where she's crying in the rain. Her metaphorical makeup is being washed away because she decides to break societal norms. Rain equals sadness in that moment, but it also talking about the plot with, oh, it's an inciting incident of that moment and how the rain represents change for Mulan in that moment. But we're also talking about characterization, the emotion, what she's feeling. She's crying in rain. The tears of the sky are representing the tears on her face. We're also talking about themes, the cultural themes of her breaking societal norms, washing away her makeup that's representing the culture and the society. Yes, Weatherlore is cliche because it's used all the time. But that doesn't mean that you can't have an impact and you can't have an oomph in your writing. When writing with Weatherlore, don't overthink it. If you force it, it's not going to work. Don't shove the Weatherlore in your reader's face. Subtlety is key. In the Roundhouse, there's tons of Weatherlore in here, but it's not every single sentence on every single page. And that's why it works. Like rain has a huge impact for the climax in this book, but the only reason why it has that big impact is because the rain is only present during that moment. If it was raining during every sad moment and every emotional moment, the rain would lose its umph. Don't go heavy with the Weatherlore. Now, if you don't know where to start in terms of writing with Weatherlore, you can do what I did. Go outside. You can't be a Weatherlore writer if you don't go outside. So go outside, look at the sky, then write it down. I'm gonna look out my window right now. And what do I see? I see a blanketed sky that's gray. There's a lot of sheet clouds out today. It's very overcast. I'm seeing nothing. It's literally a whitish gray abyss. Like you could get lost in the sky. If I were to write a story, I would write a story about a character feeling lost, such as they have a really big decision that they have to make. And that emotional torment of them not knowing what kind of person they are is represented with how the sky is described. When writing with Weatherlore, just go outside and just start writing what you see. Then think about, okay, well, what's that emotional tether? This represents a plot point within my book, or this represents how a character is currently feeling. You could also use it as inspiration to write a new story. So you can create new stories, or you can embellish the stories that you already have. The point I'm trying to get across is Weatherlore is awesome and you should use it. I hope this video was helpful for you because you learned about the literary side of Weatherlore, and then you also learned about the writing side of Weatherlore and how you can use it to enhance your stuff. If you want to read more about whether I do a full deep analysis all within my writing blog, so you can go check that out with the link in the video description. Happy reading, happy writing, and have fun with Weatherlore. Thank you for watching, and come back next time where we'll continue doing fun writing and artsy things.